Like, lizards are in high places on Earth, okay? Like, they've been doing this for hundreds of years, but the only thing is, if a drone reproduces, the kid that they have is not a drone. It's just normal human, right? They have more birth abnormalities than a regular person, but it's just a normal human. They'd have to have it redroned again, or not again, but have that new kid droned with a lizard. They're all over the place. They're all over Hollywood. There's celebrities that are these lizard things too, and they can't morph. They don't have scales. They don't have slits for eyes. In fact, they encourage all those myths because it throws people off the course. All it is the thing that goes into the eye, the proboscis that goes into the eye, and they parasitically take over your brain on a cellular level, and then they mimic your behavior, and they become smarter too than when they were before, while they're using human brain, and they're the human then until they die. They can't get back out. That's how it is. That's like what the old demonic possession used to be. Man, it's pretty creepy.
It seems to me that children become crazy in our culture. You know, we have young children who are torturing animals, for example. But usually these children are born into families where they're extremely traumatized. Of course, they're born into hospitals where they're extremely traumatized from the get-go. And then the families are abusing them. And it seems to me that this is what causes most of the bizarre behavior. Not that they're possessed by reptiles or anything, but that their brain, the reptilian brain, is the only thing that's really functioning because of all the trauma. And the rest of the brain that would make them more human is dormant. It's not in operation. They have no capacity for empathy, for example.
These things on the inside, their brains look like hexagons, whereas ours looks like spewed out layers of custard or something. They look like their brains look like they got like chambers in them, hexagon chambers. But yeah, they don't have much empathy at all for anything.
How have you seen their brains, Donald?
Well, they showed me the biology of them out there. They got 2 big screens at the cloning center, one over each side of the stands, and they show vids on them all the time. Like, that's what they watch the murder videos on, is the big screens. And yeah, they show me their anatomy, the anatomy of the things, and I pick the things up there when I'm a clone. Like, they've bitten me and everything. They got this spit that it just debilitates you. It's worse than like Komodo dragon spit. It's made for like taking down big animals, I guess. It totally seizes you up, and it makes black and purple veins form on the surface of your clone's arms and spreads all over you. And we'll do the same thing with real body.
Who has this spit, Donald? The reptilians or the clones?
No, the reptilians. The actual reptilians. And when they turn into human drones, they don't get to keep the spit either. It's partially their stomach acid, the lizards. Yeah, it's how they debilitate the prey when they get on them, because they don't motion with the spit to swish in spit and suck back out and swish in and suck back out, and that's what poisons the person. They're pretty bad. They've been kept a secret for a long time.
Well, I mean, this sounds so far out to me. I just want to stress to my listeners that I wanted to give Donald airtime because I think the story is important. I'm not sure how much of this I can even process myself or whether I believe it all, but I did want to give you a space to share it. The reptilians are no secret. I mean, a lot of people shapeshift into reptiles. You say that it's not shapeshifting, but I've seen this.
Well, the thing, MK Ultra is done by them totally. Now, you need a clone of someone to be able to manipulate them with MK Ultra. People don't know that. And people, they know that there's reptilians, but they don't know the skinny on reptilians. They don't know about the proboscis that sticks in your eye and stuff, and the Eye of Horus symbol with the Egyptians and stuff, with the squiggly sticking in the eye and everything. They don't know what that's all about. And the Illuminati symbol with the eye on the pyramid. That's all about lizards and stuff. And they don't know that either. Like, I've looked for people that knew anything else about lizards, and like the closest thing is David Icke saying that they're multidimensional, but that's just what they tell people when they're at the cloning center. They say they're at the fifth dimension and stuff. Anyway, what they do with you, it doesn't take much to get a clone of you, and they can keep your memory repressed about certain things and allow you to remember certain other things. Now, what they can do, they bring you there, and they put a chip into the clone's head, and they can make you see stuff. Like, they made Princess Di see them shape-shifting into lizards, too. Like, I've seen people morph into, like, 8 or 9 feet tall people when they're really just 6 feet tall. And when you're sitting there watching them at the cloning station, you don't see anything, but they see what they're seeing. Like, it gets sent right through the chip into their head. They can do it with sound too, make you hear stuff. But yeah, like the morphing thing, I can tell you, you can put your mind to rest. That does not happen. It's just not possible.
I've seen it. I know that I'm not an MK Ultra person. I'm not a clone.
MK Ultra people don't know that they're MK Ultra people. Like, they think it's real too. Like, they have a dream where they're in a familiar place, like their apartment, and they see a scenescape and everything, but it's not even real. They're at a room at the cloning station on drugs, and they don't even know it. And they can give you a certain drug that'll simulate the feeling of being in a dream too. So they can make you fuzzy so you think you're in a dream, and they come in and pull a porno on you. They record it and everything. They videotape all kinds of stuff out there, like alien abductions and stuff. They have a fake saucer set up out there. It's like a stage prop, and the people never see the outside of the saucer, so they got a ramp they walk up. They put people on a slab, and they have people with alien masks and stuff that come in with chicken skin, dyed chicken skin, like Hollywood quality makeup. And they come in and they bang these people on a slab. And these people, and they videotape it too, because they like people's facial expressions. And these people think that they've been abducted by aliens. And, like, I'm talking like smart businessmen and everything, and they're too embarrassed to say that they were raped by a male gray alien that wasn't even a gray alien, but he thinks it was. And people even set up video cameras watching themselves in bed to see if they were taken, and they're never taken. But they do this on a grand scale. Like, the abduction porn they do, they have an archive of abduction porn they do to people. They've been doing it for decades. And the masks have only gotten better, because through trial and error, they figure out how better to...
Welcome back to all my listeners. You are listening to Birth of a New Earth. My name is Janice Barcelo. We are on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. If you are appreciating what you're hearing on Revolution Radio, please go to freedomslips.com and make a donation. This is totally listener-supported, non-commercial radio, and we'd love to keep this platform free and open. We are having a wild and crazy conversation with Donald Marshall today, talking about things that, wow, I'm just blown out of the water and even having a hard time integrating some of the material. And I'm already pretty out there, Donald. I don't know if you know anything about my work, but I know there's people out there who are troubled by the things that I share about what's going on in hospitals and what hospitals are doing to babies. But the things that you're sharing are even more dramatically intense. I still don't have a real handle on how you are involved in this. You said your mother's involved in this. Are you part of a bloodline family or something like that? Donald, are you there?
I had the mic still turned. Well, the thing is, I was never into these conspiracy pages. I never looked up anybody. Just when I thought that I had enough information, because I faked being friends with them while I was a clone there at the cloning station, and just to get them to unrepress my memory so that I could remember and go to the police. But little did I know that the police are already, some of them, the highest up ones, already attend the cloning station. They're not going to help me. They're going to snow me. So anyways, tried, failed. And then, went on the internet, looked the only venue that they don't own, and because it seems like they own everything except for the internet and some small radio. But I have to tell people, because when you find out about a parasitic alien race taking over bodies, you got to tell people about it. So even at the risk of your own life, right?
Well, now you're saying it's an alien race.
Well, they are, right? So they're not native to the surface. They're just not outer space aliens. They're underground aliens, like not extraterrestrial aliens. They're terrestrial aliens. They're just a highly evolved form of lizard that survived the cataclysm that destroyed the dinosaurs because they were so far underground, and they just kept evolving. And they perfect human killing machines, but and people can use them to replace problem people. Like some of these disgusting Illuminati guys are pretty ugly, and they have no hope of getting a wife, so they'll find a beautiful woman and have them droned, and then this it's they don't rot or anything, but I look at it like going out with a corpse, right? Like, it's pretty disgusting. They emulate human behavior pretty well. It's in their instinct to copy being a parasitical life form, but man, they're still just gross, and they don't think right, they don't work right. They freak out all the time. I don't know. This is what they do. They use them to replace people, and there's celebrities that are drones in Hollywood, and it's pretty gross.
Well, now you're talking drones instead of clones. I'm a little, I thought drones were like robots, right?
No, it's just a word for many different things. That's what they call them. It's a parasitical host. What they call is a drone, because it has less syllables than parasitic host, I guess. A clone just rhymes with it. A clone is a duplicated human body. It's just rhyming word. Drone, clone.
A drone, is that something like would kind of picture, I'm trying to think of those half-robot people out of Star Trek. They were drones, weren't they?
No, that's cyborgs. So they got mechanical parts.
I mean, we have the United States president right now, wanting to approve sending drones, which are mechanical airplanes without a pilot, kill U.S. citizens. And there's also mechanical dogs that they've created to sniff out the people who they're looking for, and they have these drone mosquitoes that carry poisonous, a poisonous bite if they want to make a whole community of people sick.
Yeah.
Those are drones. That's my understanding of drone, is that it's a mechanical, non-souled creation.
Yeah,
only dark forces could conjure these mutants up. I mean, this is really.
There's insects that are called drones.
Yes.
So they're not mechanical.
Oh, I'm thinking of the mechanical insects. I don't know of any insect called a drone that's not mechanical.
There's some kind of species of bee that's a drone bee.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm thinking about is Zecharia Sitchin's work. I don't know if you know him. He's all into the Anunnaki and stuff like that. And one of the first sentences that he talks about is, I think it goes something like, those from heaven came, in chariots of blazing fire, which would indicate that these entities came from somewhere in outer space. And you're saying that they don't come from outer space, are you saying they're part of the original creation from Source, that the source of all life created these entities?
I'm supposing so. I'm not sure exactly, but I can tell you the gist of it, and I can tell you about saucers, too. Saucers, like the one that crashed in Roswell, was American-made. The thing is, it goes all the way back to Atlantis. Now, I don't know what happened in Atlantis that ruined them, but some of their technology was left behind, and Hitler got a hold of it, and they started, these lizards are called Vril lizards. It's, they can say the word themselves, Vril.